Okay, again, appreciate everybody joining. We were going to be talking about the Disneyland Hotel, but the fellow who was going to do it, unfortunately, wasn't feeling well earlier in the week, and I came up with Plan B. It seems like a week or two ago, we had a guest host named Don who gave me a terrifying scare. Oh, I don't think I have the internet. I can't. I don't know if I'll be able to do my talk. Luckily, he fixed that. We had another Don who was supposed to be here today. He texted me the other day. He wasn't feeling well. I talked to him yesterday. He's doing much better, but he'll be joining us next week. So next Saturday would be the Disneyland Hotel. So what I thought I'd do this week is take stuff out of the proverbial video vaults and show you some odds and ends of Disney-oriented stuff, both Disney Studios, Disneyland, Disney World, that as I put in my promo for the event, that you're not likely to see most of this on Disney Plus in the near future. So what I'm going to do is mute everybody here, and we'll take off the allow them to unmute themselves part right here. Again, this is just because we've had some problems in the past. But go through the videos. If you have any questions or anything, we do a Q&A at the end, and I hope you'll enjoy these. So let me share my desktop here. Okay, share screen. And yes, I do need to share sound this time, so, okay. And hopefully everybody can see the title screen here. Okay, odds and ends from the video vaults. I'm not able to see anybody else for some reason today, so if anybody has a question, yell and scream and wave at Carol, and Carol will come down and get me. But again, I wanted to just come up with some odds and ends. When Betamax first came out, I bought one of the first Betamaxes and started recording everything that I couldn't cite, which was pretty expensive at the time. The tapes, I think, were running about $5–10 a piece. So you tended to, watch something and then erase it, watch something and erase it. But over the years, somehow the price of tapes went down, and I've managed to accumulate several thousand of them, which I'm now trying to get together.
It's very low compared to usual.
The sound is very, my sound is very low.
Oh. I turned mine up and it was
okay. Carol's telling me the sound is low here. Let's see what I can do to fix that. 1 second. I'm just going to stop sharing 1 second and see what I can do to adjust the microphone here. I don't know. Is anybody else hearing me okay? Don, you're muted. Hang on here, let's see. You should be able to unmute, Don.
Yeah, it's fine here. Just a little faint, but not bad at all.
Okay, I don't know. We'll give it a try. I'm not going to be talking much during this, so hopefully the sound of the videos will come over. So let me go back to that. And let's see. Okay, odds and ends from the PowerPoint. Okay, video vault. So share. Okay, we'll give it a try again. So again, I was saying I've recorded all sorts of stuff over the years. I have all sorts of the movies and TV shows. People may know I did the book for Disney, The Wonderful World of Disney Television, and I was recording everything that I could in sight that was on the air, and also things that I was borrowing from Disney, and some of it had some little neat tidbits and things in there. So let me get going with the presentation, and we will see. I have to remember each of these, I've got to click them. This is the sort of thing that means absolutely nothing to anybody, but there are all sorts of little bits and pieces that have come up on videos. This is something, for example, a little clip that just ran at the beginning of Disney movies for 1973.
And now, a 50th anniversary presentation from Walt Disney Productions.
It's the sort of thing I grabbed it just because, it came out in 1973. You'd never expect to see it again. But for some reason, they ran a movie on the Disney Channel that they had left that on the print that they made the transfer of, and whoever made it didn't really think to take it off. So all sorts of little odds and ends show up over the years of things that you wouldn't expect. So I'm going to start first with Disney commercials. These are ones that Disney made for a wide variety of sources. Basically, at the time, Disney had gotten his career started with making commercials, back in Kansas City for things like Tommy Tucker's Tooth, promoting local dentists, that sort of thing. But then when he got successful and started making his movies and TV shows, he wasn't really doing a lot of commercials. Well, what happened was they stopped making a lot of the studio shorts, the Mickey Mouse cartoons, the Donald Duck cartoons, and they needed to have a way to get the less successful animators up to speed, make sure that they were able to turn things out, getting eventually up to the feature film status. Walt also had a relative who wanted to do a business making commercials for the TV market, and Walt let his I think it was a brother-in-law work on the Disney lot and had a commercial making company, and then started making them. So we'll take a look at a few of the commercials they made over the years.
Pitch in, we're bound to win with a high, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. We'll lick folio with dimes and quarters and our dollars, ho, hi ho.
Send your dimes and dollars to your local March of Dimes headquarters. Help make this the Victory March of Dimes.
Hi ho, we'll lick folio with dimes and quarters and our dollars, ho, hi ho.
Attaboy, Pluto. Join 1954 March of Dimes today, folks.
So again, it's all new animation. Well, actually, a little bit was reused from other odds and ends, but this was obvious as the title and everything says 1954 March of Dimes. The next one is kind of interesting because they were able to reuse a lot of animation out of an existing cartoon. I'll see if anybody can recognize the cartoon.
Send your dimes and dollars to your local March of Dimes headquarters. Help make this the Victory March of Dimes.
That's right, Jerry. 1954 March of Dimes.
And that used animation from a 1949 Donald Duck cartoon called Happy Birthday Donald. Carol pointed out that I don't have this in full screen mode, so let me see if I can do that. In that original cartoon, the kids are all making money, and Donald is trying to keep the money in a piggy bank. They come and they get the money out. They buy a bunch of cigars. He thinks that the kids are now hooked on tobacco themselves, but they're actually trying to buy something for Donald. But it was kind of interesting how Disney's able to come and reuse things. They also started making a number of commercials for the sponsors for the weekly anthology show. So we'll take a look at poor Alice having a bad day here.
Please, Mr. Rabbit, don't drive so fast on this curvy road. Oh, please. My tummy.
Nonsense, child. It's just your imagination.
No, it's not just your imagination, Alice. It's not just uncomfortable riding in a car that swings and sways. It's unsafe. But with the exclusive deep coil spring suspension in the new 55 Hudson Hornet or Wasp, you get greater stability on turns and 3 times the cushioning comfort. That softer, better ride in a Hudson is possible only because of another great exclusive American Motors feature. It's the double-strength, single-unit body of welded steel. Twice as rigid, twice as strong, twice as safe. There are many things you'll like about any Hudson, Hornet, Wasp, or Rambler. Airliner reclining seats, adjustable to 5 different restful positions, twin travel beds for overnight stops, and you can get all-season air conditioning at a fraction of the cost you'd usually pay. You get all these exclusive American Motors features in the smart, modern Rambler, too, the car that's tailor-made for today's crowded driving conditions. Wonderful for salesmen and commuters with its low cost and mileage up to 30 miles to the gallon. And the ladies love the Rambler for its beautiful styling, for shopping and taking the young school. Yes, American Motors has gone all out in 55 with the Hornet, Wasp, and Rambler, the most beautiful performers of them all, at your Hudson dealers now.
Everybody ready to run out to the Hudson, Rambler, and Nash dealer nearest you? By the way, you may recognize that that was not Catherine Beaumont, the usual voice of Alice. That was instead June Foray, who will be popping up in a number of commercials that we'll see. Very famous voice actress. We also had Cheerios here. They did a whole series of Cheerios with Cheerios, the Cheerio Kid having adventures with Donald Duck. But this one was a slightly different variation here.
Boys and girls, if you're under 16, this package of Cheerios with a picture to color on back may take you to Disneyland as one of the 25 first prize winners in the big Cheerios coloring contest. Yes, you and one grown-up may win a trip to Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom, flying by luxurious TWA, the official airline to Disneyland, and vacationing at the new Disneyland Hotel with pools and playgrounds just a step from your room. 1,000 Columbia Fire Aero bikes go to the second prize winners, and every first prize winner gets one too. And 10,000 third prizes, Hustler Speed King skates. It's easy and fun to enter. Just get this special Disneyland package of Cheerios, color this picture with crayons or pencils, cut it out and send it with your name, address, and age to General Mills, Box 6, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The address right on the side of these special Cheerios packages. Get complete contest rules at your grocer's or write to this address on the package. Hurry, entries must be postmarked by November 30th.
That's pretty neat. You color it in. First prize, you get a trip to Disneyland. There's, by the way, no truth to the rumor that second prize was California Adventure. So we'll just move on here. Cheerios. Okay. Jimmie Dodd, voice of Bucky the Beaver in the I Panicked commercials. He was also obviously well known on the Mickey Mouse Club as the adult host of it. And here's a commercial he did that was kind of interesting because it's Disney plugging Disney. So we'll get that.
Mouseketeers, this year the evening Disneyland programs, like our Mickey Mouse Club shows, are bigger and better than ever. Disneyland is an hour full of exciting entertainment for the whole family. One evening from Fantasyland, Donald Duck will take over as host for Walt. Donald says to drop whatever you're doing to watch his program. On other evenings, you'll thrill and laugh with Goofy as he demonstrates boxing, swimming, fishing, and basketball. You'll follow him on some of his greatest adventures, hunting lions and tigers and fighting a ferocious bull in Old Mexico. There'll be a program telling about the silly symphonies. Another all about the great cat family, from the king of beasts to our friend the house cat. There'll also be 2 programs about animation. One of these will have a part of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs never shown anywhere before. So make a date with Mother and Dad to see Fantasyland programs on Disneyland.
Oh, sorry, the volume's a little low, and that'll have to adjust it if we ever do a repeat. But again, this was kind of interesting. This was shown during one of the Mickey Mouse Club episodes, trying to get the kids to make sure their parents faithfully tune in and watch the anthology series as well. And they did a whole bunch of these Peter Pan commercials. Disney assigned a major tie-in with Peter Pan peanut butter. And as a natural, of course, that they had just had the Peter Pan movie come out. I must have probably 8 to 10 different Peter Pan peanut butter commercials, maybe even more than that. And here's one I picked at random.
Let's play a guessing game. Who's this?
Tinkerbell?
Right. Now guess what this is.
A crocodile?
Right. Now guess what this is.
A rabbit.
Oh, here's the easiest one of all.
Peter Pan peanut butter.
Sure. Everybody knows Peter Pan.
Your eyes know and your tummy knows. Best of all, your taster knows. Peter Pan peanut butter is so grand. The smoothest peanut butter in the land.
Made a new way. Smoother and creamier than ever. Even the cap is new. It unscrews, and there's a new seal of purity that seals Peter Pan fresh, to stay fresh. It's fun to eat new, smoother Peter Pan. Spreads faster than you can say, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan peanut butter is so grand, the smoothest peanut butter in the land.
I don't know if folks recognize the narrator of that, but it's Sterling Holloway, who, of course, later became very well known for Disney folks as the voice of Winnie the Pooh. Here's another different version, again combining two Disney products at the same time.
Boys and girls, look, Peter Pan Peanut Butter is offering you this genuine Walt Disney official Davy Crockett compass ring, right now pointing due north in the direction of Peter Pan, satin blended or crunchy, your favorite peanut butter. If you'd like to join these frontier scouts and get a Davy Crockett compass ring, listen carefully. As Davy would say, it's a humdinger made of genuine heavy metal with expandable band to fit you just right. And the compass really works. Better order yours pronto. Here's all you do. Send part of any Peter Pan label with 25 cents at your name and address to Post Office Box 6168, Chicago 77, Illinois. By return mail, we'll rush you your own Davy Crockett compass ring, plus a special certificate making you an official pathfinder of the Frontier Scouts. Better hurry. Supplies are limited. Today, send part of the label off any jar of Peter Pan peanut butter plus 25 cents to Box 6168, Chicago 77, Illinois.
Very interesting. There's a hidden little tidbit in there. If you looked at the address that the kid was writing out, Clancy Hurrell, and then the certificate came in. Hurrell was the Walt relative that was the person producing all these. So he snuck his kid in there as the lucky winner of a Davy Crockett ring. Okay, let's see what else we had hidden away here. They also would use on every episode of the anthology series, Walt, and actually Roy was brilliant in this. They got a deal where they could plug the upcoming theatrical releases. So every single episode of the anthology series, they got a free 30-second network television spot advertising product. Here's one example.
You've never seen anything like Walt Disney's newest motion picture, Sleeping Beauty. So big, so wonderful, that to enjoy it most, you must see it in the one theater in your area equipped to show it in Technorama 70 and in full stereophonic sound. Walt Disney's wonderful new motion picture, Sleeping Beauty. It's worth going miles to see.
Walt once told an interviewer that 30-second spot that he got for free every week was worth basically everything that he could have ever hoped to get out of the anthology series. That obviously getting paid the fee to make the TV series was great, but getting a free 30-second advertisement every single week for his upcoming theatrical product was more than he could have afforded to do on his TV budget that he had at the time anyway. So he was very happy. He not only got the commercial, but ABC paid him to put it on the air. Okay. Okay, something has popped wrong here. I think there's a commercial. Let me just hop out of here 1 second. I thought I had some commercials here. Yeah, some of these, for some reason, have skipped over. Let's see, we did Hudson Emerald Ranch. Sometimes things go wrong with the interface between PowerPoint and Zoom. So let's just try another one here.
Here comes that Shaggy Dog again in Walt Disney's new motion picture.
Get him! That Shaggy Dog just stole my car.
Follow that dog. It's the funniest adventure that ever happened to anyone. See Fred MacMurray and Gene Hagen in Walt Disney's new motion picture, The Shaggy Dog. It will play in a theater near you.
And we've seen Sleeping Beauty. Now, they stopped doing a lot of the commercials, excuse me, that Disney was making on their own. Hurrell left Disney. I don't know if they left the studio and stopped using the Disney characters. But then Disney started in the 80s under the Eisner era to make some commercials using the Disney characters.
Disneyland's spectacular adventure of a lifetime, Star Tours, Oldsmobile's extraordinary ride of the future, the Cutlass Supreme. Strap yourself in for 2 incredible rides. celebrating Star Tour's first anniversary and the introduction of the all-new Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. At the threshold of Tomorrowland, Oldsmobile's car of the future you can drive today, the 1988 Cutlass Supreme.
That was kind of cute. And next year, I think they have a few more. We'll hop up here. Again, Disneyland.
Hello, where is everybody? Please, everybody, where are you?
It's Roger Rabbit's first Christmas at Disneyland, and he can't wait to get into everything.
That's me! Wow!
He's the star of our parade and our craziest Christmas show ever.
My name in lights, I'm the star of my own show. Makeup.
And you can celebrate with Roger every day now through December 24th at Disneyland.
Roger was so popular that they used him in other odds and ends. Actually, there's supposed to be another Disneyland park. Again, I apologize. Someday I will get this to work, but we need to see Roger in all his glory here. So let me bring this up full screen.
Just for the style of it, ooh, the smile of it. Just for the love of it, Diet Coke. Just for the taste of it.
Roger, what are you doing here? Please, Eddie, I just came to see Jessica and to have a Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
She's enough to drive a toon loony.
Diet Coke and Roger Rabbit at a theater near you.
And if you notice, it was not available at soda fountains. So my things have changed. We'll hop up to 1990, another Disneyland commercial.
Biggest party in the history of Disneyland. Disneyland's year-long 35th anniversary celebration with the biggest parade we've ever staged, towering 4 stories over Main Street. Our biggest giveaway ever, a new Geo every day, and over 400,000 other prizes. There's only one way to describe 35 years of parties all rolled into one. Party, party, Disneyland big. It's Disneyland big.
I don't know how many people went to it. That was a great parade. And every time I see anything from Party Garage, just want to start dancing around. Also, one of the things I grabbed over time, I had most of the TV episodes, and there were a couple of them that I just thought I'd throw in here, some intros for some of the shows and some of the promos that they did. So, for example, here's Walt talking. This was, again, a great thing. Walt was very enthusiastic. He got paid to air an hour-long commercial about the making of Lady and the Tramp. I mean, he really had a wonderful deal with ABC with this.
Now, before we go, we'd like to bring you a few scenes from our Fantasyland show next week. It's about dogs. One of them is an old friend. The other 2 you haven't met as yet. Now, here they are, a heroine, Lady, and her boyfriend, the Tramp.
From Fantasyland, behind the scenes as the Disney artists create the first all-cartoon CinemaScope feature, Lady and the Tramp. You'll go from the story room to the director's desk where scenes are planned. And voice is given to the cartoon characters.
But darling has never struck me before. But darling has never struck me before.
You'll watch the animator at work creating these actual scenes from Lady and the Tramp.
What's a baby?
Just a cute little bundle of trouble. Yeah. They scratch, pinch, pull ears. Oh, but shucks, any dog can take that. It's what they do to your happy home. Move it over, will you, friend? Homewreckers, that's what they are.
Look here, laddie. Who are you to barge in?
The voice of experience, Buster. Boy, just wait till Junior gets here.
Follow Lady and the Tramp through the inking, painting, and background departments. Meet another quaint character who plays an important part in Lady's life.
I wonder if you do it a little...
Busy, Sonny. Busy.
This'll only take a second of your time.
Gotta get this log moving, Sonny. Gotta get it moving. Tain't the cutting takes the time. It's your doggone hauling.
Now, what you need is...
Better bisect this section here.
What you need is a log puller.
I saw the log puller!
I
I ain't deep, Shaggy.
And from the album of Pluto, highlights from the career of Walt Disney's first canine star. See Pluto in his Academy Award-winning picture, Lend a Paw.
Save him, Pluto. Save the poor little kitty. Be kind. Be merciful. Be...
Ah, let him drown. He got you kicked out, didn't he?
You must save him.
Nah, don't be a sap.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
All this you'll see. The story of Pluto, plus behind the scenes of the first CinemaScope cartoon feature, Lady and the Tramp. Next week with Walt Disney in Fantasyland.
And that was great. If you just stop and think, we just saw a 3-minute commercial for next week's show. This was, again, part of the deal that Roy had worked out with ABC, that each week Disney got to plug the next week's show, which was beneficial to ABC as well, because, hopefully would drive up audience interest. But this was great for Walt. This meant 3 minutes of stuff that he was basically able to take as a commercial, and as with the 30-second spot he got further on in the show, he was getting paid to do this, and this was all footage he had already shot. He just did some new narration for it for the episode. We'll take a look here at the introduction to how the show starts.
New Peter Pan peanut butter, in a size to match your peanut butter appetite. And every ounce whipped smooth. And General Mills, makers of Kix, Cheerios, and Betty Crocker Brownie, Date Bar, and Macaroon Mixes present Walt Disney's Disneyland.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are.
Each week as you enter this timeless land, one of these many worlds will open to you. Frontierland, tall tales and true from the legendary past. Tomorrowland, promise of things to come. Adventureland, the wonder world of nature's own realm. Fantasyland, the happiest kingdom of them all. Presenting this week from Fantasyland, Adventures in Fantasy.
This was great. If you saw at the very beginning, the show has barely started and already the commercial bombardment has started. The sponsors love this. You think about it, even if somebody turned it in and they said, I don't like the show for whatever reason, I'm turning it off. They've already seen an ad for peanut butter, for Betty Crocker. I mean, this was the sort of thing where Walt really cemented some great relations with the sponsors who kept coming back week after week, season after season to participate in the show. I'm going to skip over Alice. It's 3 more minutes of plugging an upcoming show. Again, Walt was great in filling up time with pre-recorded stuff. I've also now filled up the show with 3 minutes of Lady and the Tramp footage, so I win too. Then we had some great footage from the Mickey Mouse Club. We may remember this song, and everybody is free to sing along because you're all muted and you won't be embarrassing.
The Mickey Mouse Club presents the Mousekartoon.
Time to twist our mouse down to the right and the left with a great big smile. This is the way we get to see a mouse cartoon for you and me. Miska, Muska, Mouseketeer. Mouse cartoon time now is here. Let's put it together. Hurry. Oh, wait a minute. Right here. Well, come on, hurry. We'll get it together so we can read it. Today's mouse cartoon is...
The next one's kind of interesting because now Annette has all of a sudden started becoming very, very popular. It's the most popular of the Mouseketeers. So they did a very different sort of mouse cartoon introduction to highlight her.
Time to twist our mousey dial to the right and the left with a great big smile. This is the way we get to see a mouse cartoon for you and me. Meeska, Mooska, Mouseketeer. Mouse cartoon time now is here. Today's mouse cartoon is
Giant Land. And they also did some neat things for early footage at Disneyland. The Mickey Mouse Club newsreel would go around the country. They basically bought film footage from all sorts of independent companies, put together an overall voice narration, and they would fill up about 8-10 minutes of newsreel footage on the shows. But one of the things I like is that they caught some really neat footage of Disneyland.
All aboard, Mickey Mouse Clubbers, for a real train ride through untamed Indian country. Yes, today at world-famous Disneyland, you can climb aboard the Santa Fe Disneyland Railway, and soon you'll be winding your way through Frontierland, looking back to the time when Indians roamed America's plains, and the Mark Twain riverboat churned its way up the Mississippi. Here, you can actually relive the days when the Iron Horse first steamed its path through dangerous Indian territory. Ancestors of these Disneyland braves feared the white man's strange monster on wheels, and they often stopped our early railroad men in their quest to link the East with the West. Frontier sheriffs like Disneyland's Bill Lacey were kept busy clearing the tracks of Indians so trains could pass through unharmed. And these Disneyland natives mean no harm. Look, they just want to let their own horse-drawn train called a travois cross the track safely. And after all, the travois was used for carrying goods long before the train. Yes, for sure, a train ride at Disneyland is real fun, and mighty interesting, too.
Funny, I don't recall the Indians ever stopping the train one of the times I've been on it.
Disneyland.
Oh, another low volume.
Let's visit Adventureland in Walt Disney's fun-filled park.
Sorry, I had to put these together, as I said, the last minute, and I didn't have time to check the audio on them all.
The overgrown river holds many mysteries for our boatload of brave passengers. Animals lurk at every turn, like these water buffalo. Watch out for the hippos. Twisting and turning, these boats are scale reproductions of the ones used on the Amazon River in South America. Look, over there on the shore, a pride of lions, busy with a noonday meal. That gorilla looks pretty mean. Better keep away from him. Those figures mean one thing: keep going. Behind them, our passengers have also left savage bull elephants, hungry crocodiles, giant butterflies, and beautiful flowers.
Another trip ends in Adventureland, one of the many thrills at Disneyland, USA. And that's the news for today.
And we had, this is kind of an appropriate timing. Hope the volume's good on this. We'll check.
Hi, Mouseketeers. You know, I've had the pleasure of traveling all over America. I've never ceased to be thrilled about the places I've been to and the people that I've seen. I've seen New England, where our Pilgrim fathers first settled our country. Today, New England is alive with industrious, hardworking people contributing their skills to our economy. I've seen the booming South, the open spaces of the great Southwest, the land of Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett, and Sam Houston. Today, it's a land of cotton fields, chemical plants, great oil fields, and prosperous cities to serve its ever-growing population. And I've seen the Midwest. You know, once we called it America's breadbasket. And even today, its rolling wheat fields and its lush dairy farms supply much of the nourishment that makes us such a healthy nation. The Midwest is more than a breadbasket. It's a great industrial center, too. It makes the cars we drive, the tractors for our farms, and the steel for our buildings and bridges. Of course, I've been up and down the Pacific coast. Yes, Mouseketeers, I've seen America. And I just wish that every one of you could crisscross this great country of ours and see for yourself what a wonderful land it is. How it's growing bigger, stronger, and better all the time. You know, we should say a prayer of thanks for that every day of our lives. And you know something, Mouseketeers? Someday, one of you will be president of our great United States.
So there's my plug. Everybody make sure they get out and vote. And now we're going to have a word from our sponsor. These were commercials that were shown during the Disney shows that were not necessarily done by Disney, but I think people will get a kick out of seeing some of them. American Dairy Association, one of the major initial sponsors of Disneyland. They thought it was a great thing to have families, you know, eating more dairy products, that sort of thing. So they did a lot of commercials, some with the Disney characters and some without. Some of them are kind of crazy.
When company comes without warning, what can you serve? When the youngsters dash in from school, what can you serve? When it's almost too late to start supper, what can you serve? Here's the quick and easy answer: cheese. Because cheese, however you serve it, is so wonderfully quick and easy. For easy entertaining when company comes, serve cheese. In mid-afternoon for that nourishing after-school snack, serve cheese. At supper time for a fast-to-fix one-dish meal, serve cheese. Choose from 100 different kinds, all with the nourishment of rich, fresh milk, each with a flavor all its own. Keep cheese in your refrigerator for those moments when you wonder, what can you serve? Remember this quick and easy answer: cheese. Stock up today at your grocer's.
I have a sudden desire to have a cheeseburger during lunch.
No, sir, you just can't get away from it for creating menu magic. Evaporated milk is it. It's the modern milk that adds fresh excitement and creamy smoothness to everyday dishes. Look how easily you can make delicious one-dish meals with evaporated milk. For instance, this salmon rice loaf with its topping of creamy mushroom sauce. Desserts like this pretty cherry fluff pudding and its velvety smooth almond sauce. For these and other unusual new ways to use evaporated milk, see your January Better Homes and Gardens magazine. All 12 one-dish meal and dessert recipes are punched, ready to slip into your cookbook. Nope, you just can't get away from it. For menu magic, evaporated milk is it.
And this one is fine-tuned for our selected audience.
Have an ice cream festival at your house. Hundreds of flavors to choose from. Hundreds of ways to serve it. Serve ice cream a new way every day. Ice cream is a valuable food. Your family will love it, and they'll thrive on it, too. Real ice cream is made with sweet, fresh cream. And ice cream's easy to keep in your freezer, easy to serve. Have a party in a minute, anytime. Why not, right now?
And then, kind of another silly thing.
Bactine. Now this is the tale of the kid called Bactine, most deadly germ killer the West ever seen. He rode into Germville so calm and serene. His duty was clear, 'twas to get the town clean. Bactine. Well, the germs made their play, tried to fire at will, but Bactine was faster and blasted them till there's not a germ left in the town of Germville. They're all lying dead at the foot of Boot Hill. Bactine.
Yes, germs don't have a chance against Bactine, the gentle yet powerful germ killer. Bactine is a clear liquid, doesn't stain skin or clothes. A soothing, cooling liquid that doesn't hurt the hurt. Bactine doesn't hurt like old-fashioned antiseptics, yet it goes deep into cuts and scratches, kills germs on contact, and helps prevent infection. Get Bactine in the bottle in the box that's green. Sold at all drugstores. Bactine.
I think, I don't know if they still make the stuff, but at the time this was on, with 5 boys in the family, my mom used to buy Bactine in 50-gallon drums.
Tonight's program has been brought to you by richer, stronger Hills Brothers Coffee and new Instant Hills Brothers Coffee, the first instant coffee that smells like coffee. And Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes, Kellogg's Special K for bodybuilding protein, and Kellogg's Rice Krispies, Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
I got a kick out of that one. That's in case you missed the commercials during the show. I mean, at the beginning of the show, we're going to tell you, here's the commercials you're going to see. Then you see the commercials, and at the end of it, just to remind you, in case you forgot, here's who had done it.
Canada Dry moves in on moving day. With kids, it sometimes takes a little longer. But with grown-ups, nothing makes good neighbors so quickly as sparkling Canada Dry. Canada Dry makes a beverage and mixer for every taste. Dry, light, bright ginger ale, quinine water, club soda. Has Canada Dry moved into your house yet? Youngsters like Canada Dry ginger ale as a lively thirst quencher. True fruit orange, too. In fact, all Canada Dry flavor beverages, both in king-size and big family-size bottles, from America's first family of beverages.
And we're going to hop up again. Now they started combining Disney Disney characters and other products, but these were commercials that were done by outside companies, not Disney.
This GAF Viewmaster is a lot of fun. What do you think?
Extremely interesting. The three-dimensional colored pictures are extraordinary. I find these how to play football reels very instructional. I always considered the GAF Viewmaster an ingenious invention.
By the way, in case anybody doesn't recognize her, that's Jodie Foster.
Of great educational value.
Gee, I always thought it was just a lot of fun.
To this day, I cannot see the GAF logo without thinking about how Henry Fonda just pronounced GAF every time.
This is a great shot. Get that.
Bad video, but kind of
Super 8. Wonderful. Is it loaded?
fun footage.
Now, you got to be very quiet because they're very temperamental. One of them's sensitive about his ears, the other's very touchy about his side. Now, just aim it and start shooting. Don't worry about the exposure. There's an electric eye in there. It takes care of all that. GAF Super 8's got a zoom lens. You know how to use it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, now zoom into close-up.
Sweetheart, look at Daddy!
Hurry up, Dumbo's standing on my foot!
And not to just stick at one theme park, we'll go to the other.
To help celebrate this great opening, GAF, the official film of Disney World, has come up with a Disney gift set. You get a GAF 236 XF electric eye instant load camera with case, 3 flash cubes, GAF color print film, plus a Mickey Mouse jewelry pin and a souvenir brochure of Disney World. A whole world of Disney. Right in this box from GAF.
Not to leave, we just saw GAF. We'll go to Kodak. This was kind of an interesting one. Again, ran during one of the anthology shows, but I threw this in here for the World's Fair folks because the Kodak Instamatic was so huge in taking pictures of the '64 World's Fair. You might get a kick out of seeing, again, we all take it for granted today, but they had to come out and sell people on the fact that this camera was so revolutionary.
Tonight, from Kodak, a new era in picture taking. Kodak Instamatic cameras and the Kodak film cartridge. Watch. In the time it takes to say these words, you can load a new Kodak Instamatic camera. Watch again. And again. It's that easy. This is indeed a special evening, for you've just seen a remarkable new way to take pictures. Kodak Instamatic cameras and the new Kodak film cartridge. Instamatic means you load instantly, automatically, so it's easier than ever to take good pictures. You never even touch the film because it's neatly protected inside the Kodak cartridge. You can even load or unload in bright sunlight. New Instamatic cameras are good-looking, easy to carry, and easy to hold steady for sharp, clear pictures. There's nothing to think about but the pictures you want. So you'll get better pictures time after time. Snapshots in black and white or color. Even color slides on famous Kodachrome film. Instamatic cameras not only load and unload instantly, automatically, they have a new built-in flash holder that slides up when you want it, with the bulb already in place. 2 models adjust themselves automatically to changing light conditions, and one, the 400, even has a motor drive that winds the film for you. They come in complete outfits, including batteries, flash bulbs, and Kodak film cartridge, starting at less than $16. This week, ask your Kodak dealer for an Instamatic camera demonstration. They're ideal gifts for weddings, graduation, or any occasion. And remember, you can depend on the name Kodak.
What's interesting about depending on the name Kodak, that commercial was done on Kodak film stock. It was originally bright red, I mean, absolutely magenta, and I had to restore it to that amount of color. So the cameras are good, but the commercial stock used for some of these things was not as good.
Reach for that oval swinging on a star. Reach for candy bars by Mars.
They taste so good, they're such fun too.
So do what millions of people do. Reach for that oval swinging on a star. Reach for candy bars by Mars.
You'll see the swinging oval on Mars Milky Way, like a luscious chocolate malted, the thick, rich kind, with a topping of buttery caramel and smothered in delicious milk chocolate. Milky Way by Mars. You'll find the swinging oval on Mars Toasted Almond Bar. Fresh toasted almonds, plump and crisp, on creamy nougat. Now delicious milk chocolate that goes on thick. Mars Toasted Almond Bar.
Reach for that oval swinging on a star. Reach for candy bars by Mars.
This is something done for a commercial for another animation studio. It's just striking me that when you look at things like that Mars commercial, you know, they last 30 seconds, 60 seconds. You don't see many commercials of that length these days. Everybody's attention span is that much shorter.
Come on, kids, let's count down.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Funday.
Matty and his friends make Sunday Funday. Every Sunday at 5, they come swinging your way with a load of laughs for the day. So enjoy yourself. Join the fun with Matty, Baby Huey, playful little Audrey, and Casper. You'll meet all your Harvey Toon friends, a whole family of playful playmates on Matty's Funday Funnies, Sundays at 5 on ABC.
Gee, Casper, you play real good.
Casper is a kindly ghost who doesn't fall from scared. He likes to laugh and play all day and make friends everywhere.
This is great. Talk about it at the end of it.
Children, time to eat. Pram for lunch.
What makes them move so fast? Swift's Prem, the double flavor luncheon meat with juicy pork and tender beef. Swift's Prem, the perfect answer to quick-to-prepare delicious meals, long on flavor, short on fuss. Just slice and serve for delicious, fresh and tender Prem sandwiches to eat at home or on a picnic. Tomorrow have Mom get Swift's Prem, and remind her of the other Swift's premium canned meats. Chopped beef, extra lean and tender. Beef sandwich steaks for hot roast beef sandwiches. Pork sausages, the only ones fried brown before canning. And canned ham, more natural flavor juices, so juicy it's patented. Remember, meat makes the meal, and Swift makes such good canned meats. Look to Swift for the finest, as Swift starts its second 100 years to serve your family better.
I mean, why have Spam when you can have Prim, right? I mean, this is just a carbon copy. Another Swift commercial I had someplace talks about Swift, the leader of new manufactured meats. To me, a new meat is sort of like, where did it come from? You know, I mean, there's some new animal made. It was, no, they found a use for new byproducts.
Wonder who owns a cat here? Correction, 2 cats. Why, it's the home of Edgar Bergen.
If it wasn't for me, Bergen wouldn't own a home.
And Charlie McCarthy. We have 2 cats at our home.
You're always crowding the act, Bergen.
And a large family of kittens.
Yeah.
Cats make wonderful family pets and companions.
Playful little rascals.
Yes, they are, Charlie. But to enjoy them fully, they must be in good health. To keep your cat in the pink of condition, feed the balanced diet of Puss in Boots cat food. Puss in Boots is made from fresh caught whole fish. Your cat gets the high-quality proteins in the fish fillets, vitamins and minerals for buoyant health, the calcium your pets need for sound bones and teeth. And for all-round nutrition, tasty cereals are added, plus extra vitamin B1, the nerve vitamin. So if you want a beautiful cat with bright, playful spirits like Edgar Bergen's pets, start feeding Puss in Boots regularly. Puss in Boots is good nutrition.
The wonderful world of color is brought to you by RCA, the most trusted name in color TV, in black and white TV, in radios, in stereo, and in records. RCA, the most trusted name in electronics.
Just looking at all those old radios, think what they'd be worth on eBay these days.
May is National Awning Month, and right now your dealer...
I feel very bad, by the way. I forgot to get everybody a card. National Awning Month. Where do they come up with these?
...is featuring the year's best values in aluminum awnings. Awnings made of rust-free Reynolds Aluminum. You can choose from a wide range of handsome designs and configurations, styles and color combinations to match the architecture of practically any home. And they all feature baked enamel finishes that stay bright and attractive. You know, these are the finest awnings you can buy because only aluminum is so effective in bouncing back the sun's hot rays to help keep your home as much as 15 degrees cooler and to cut air conditioning costs way down. And because they're aluminum, they'll never rot, never tear, will not rust ever. So order your awnings now and be sure they're aluminum. Reynolds Aluminum, as featured in the famous House of Ease homes. This emblem means quality. Look for it when you buy.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, and pop. Snap, snap, snap with energy. Crack, crack, crackles with fun. Pop, 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 the muscles up on everyone. Kellogg's Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, and pop.
energy. Crack, crack, crackles with fun. Pop, 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 the muscles up on every heart. Kellogg's and Krispies, snap, crackle, and pop. Snap, crackle, and pop.
Everybody getting hungry watching all these?
When you and your family visit Walt Disney World, come, stay with us. Yes, United States Steel owns a spectacular hotel. It's one of two we helped plan and build here. But this is more than a hotel. It's a prototype of a whole new way to build. And we're involved. Everything about it is striking. But most unusual is the way the rooms were made. Instead of being built in place, the rooms were assembled in a nearby factory by our American Bridge Division. First came a steel frame, then a floor of poured concrete, wall panels from our USS Holmes Division. Next, the ceiling, with air conditioning built right in. Then wall covering, a complete bath, even sliding doors. When the units leave the factory, they're trucked to the site and fitted into this 14-story frame like drawers into a chest. We're confident that schools, hospitals, and other structures will soon be built this revolutionary way. We not only supplied the structural steel, the cement and the foundations came from our Universal Atlas Cement Division. So come, stay with us at this unique hotel, a remarkable place inside and out. We're finding new ways to build. At United States Steel, we're involved.
American Bridge, of course, being the same outfit that built the Unisphere. Gonna have to read through some of these. They're running longer than I thought, but I thought the Disney Channel, when it first came on, had some very unique material on it. Things that just, was some of it really good, some of it not as good, but things that haven't been seen in years. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't think we're going to see some of these seen on Disney Plus. But for many of us, this is the way our day would start.
Wake up, it's a wonderful morning. We're off on a wonderful day. Good morning and good morning, Mickey. We're gonna get up and on our way, 'cause the sun is a wonderful yellow. The sky is a beautiful blue. Good morning and good morning, Mickey. We got so much to do. Now the sun is up, everyone is up. Day's begun, so let's rise and shine. Whistle, blow, whistle, let's get going, 'cause this great day is yours and mine. Hey, for a wonderful morning. Let's get this show underway. Good morning and good morning, Mickey. It's gonna be a great, yes, a real great. It's gonna be a great day.
Mornings on the Disney Channel.
They had some shows that you just will not remember at all.
Welcome to Bud's Garage. A place where you can learn how to turn useless items
Everything on this shelf is junk.
into fun and excitement.
I am the junk robot.
Man. And you'll also discover a world of treasures
We're gonna have a crystal garden growing here.
through unique experimentation. You'll find it all at Bud's Garage, exclusively on the Disney Channel.
This is the peaceful home of Doc Roberts and family.
This was a Canadian show that they brought in ahead of the Disney Channel. It became very, very popular. It shot up in Vancouver. And this was one of the things, again, that Disney was really smart. They couldn't afford to do everything on their own at the beginning. So they would go into these joint ventures with a lot of the Canadian companies for the tax credits. Now, like I said, I'll just skip through some of these. This was kind of interesting. This is an interstitial that they would run in here. I thought folks might like to see this because the pavilion has since come and gone. But here's a plug when it was brand new about the Wonders of Life Pavilion.
Dateline, EPCOT Center. The 9th major pavilion at EPCOT Center's Future World is now open to the public. It's the Wonders of Life, sponsored by Metropolitan Life.
theme of Wonders of Life is a celebration of fitness and wellness and the joy of being alive.
Inside the Golden Dome is the Fitness Fairgrounds. Here, guests enjoy shows and exhibits like the Sensory Funhouse, where they get a hands-on chance to test their 5 senses.
That's a golf club and golf ball.
Goofy About Health is a multi-screen video presentation about good health habits starring Goofy.
Yes, the king is returning to his castle, triumphant after a day of battle.
At Coach's Corner, guests can improve their golf, baseball, or tennis swing with a little help from famous professionals.
You could use some more leg movement during your serve.
The anatomical players perform skits on good health, like this one called Flossed in Space. And Cranium Command reveals how the brain works by taking you inside the mind of a 12-year-old.
How do you here? My name's Annie.
In a delightful audio animatronic show.
The bus will be here any second. Okay, Mama.
But the highlight of Wonders of Life is an incredible voyage into the human body in the spectacular adventure, Body Wars.
The intent in Body Wars is to have everything be anatomically correct. But I'd also like them to come away with a kind of an awareness of, wow, you mean all that's going on inside of me.
Body Wars, the ultimate adventure, part of the Wonders of Life, presented by Metropolitan Life, now open at EPCOT Center.
Remember when there was a Disney Channel magazine?
It's new. A look at June's Disney Channel highlights and beyond.
We're talking about family entertainment.
With a behind-the-scenes point of view to enhance your viewing enjoyment of the Disney Channel. We'll take you inside the new shows, and we'll bring you the stars. The Disney Channel magazine on the air. Don't miss it.
Cruise on into the Disney Drive-In, where we say cheers.
That's right.
To a month of Mouseketeers. Thrill to exciting Mouseketeer movies. Go west, young mouse, in Westward Ho, the wagons, and saddle up.
Once more, boy.
For the Horse Masters. Them, we salute 40 years of ears with a Mouseketeer reunion and an all-new The Mickey Mouse Club story. Then on the Disney Drive-In, it's a November to remember. Ooh. With our Fred Fest.
Let's all stay together now and keep cool heads. Look out!
Fred's flipping out.
That's a pretty good trick.
In 4 McMurray movies.
Okay, I'm having fun.
Bon voyage. Charlie and the Angel, The Happiest Millionaire, and Son of Flubber. See you Saturday at the Disney Drive-In, 1:30 p.m., 12:30 Central.
Ah, the late lamented days of the Fred Fest.
Journey into the world of tomorrow every day on EPCOT magazine. Learn what the future has in store and discover how it shapes the world today. From EPCOT Center and beyond, we'll look at how these amazing advances will change the way we all live. Plus, you'll get the latest tips on fashion, beauty, and health, all designed to enhance your changing lifestyle. You'll find it all every day on EPCOT magazine, the program of tomorrow, today.
I'll skip the next one, which was just the intro to the show. This is an example of how the next one, when Disney Channel's making a lot of made-for-TV movies that were not just the teen comedy stuff they seem to specialize or obsess on today.
Housewife Annette Funicello and husband Martin Mull were just 2 average people. Until they won $1 million on a game show.
Julie Maris! I'm her husband.
But being instant millionaires is tough work.
We are not going to let this change our lives.
Yeah, famous last words.
Hi, Musketeers. Hi, Davy. Let's exercise. Come on, everybody, and exercise. Let the music move you till you carry it away. Keep your body moving till your spirits rise. Do it every night and day.
Oh, this one, I'll run this one because I think we have a bunch of the other Imagineer folks on it. I'm getting a message. My internet connection is unstable. I'm hoping not losing folks. My, how things have changed. And by the way, I'm going to let you in a trade secret. There's actually more than one computer. Again, I'll run through this real quick. Again, Disney made some great product for the Disney Channel. This miniseries was a spectacular production, in my point of view, very well done, with a tremendous amount of location work.
Disney's return to Treasure Island, a spectacular adventure in the grand Disney tradition. There is swashbuckling aplenty, says the New York Times. More hooks than a one-armed buccaneer, raves Los Angeles Magazine. Filled with adventure, this drama promises to be a treat, says Family Circle. A rousing swashbuckler, played to the hilt by a fine cast, hails TV Guide. The adventure of a lifetime, for all time. The saga continues in Disney's Return to Treasure Island.
They also turned out some stuff that wasn't so good. I think Jim Jamero, who's the head of the Disney Channel, was really stuck in the behind the scenes. Just like we talked about the World's Fair, that Robert Moses was about 10 years stuck in his cultural entertainment. This is the sort of show that Jim Jamero would be putting on to entertain people.
On the next Steve Allen's Comedy Room, Steve makes room for Danny Thomas, Bob Newhart, Jan Murray, and Franklin Ajayi.
Danny, when did you find out you were funny? Seriously.
People just stared at my nose, that's all.
Bob, what about in your case?
I can't pinpoint it. My grandparents took me to see Jam.
You ever see Bob Newhart's family crest? It's a jar of mayonnaise on a field of white bread.
Guaranteed fun on the next Steve Allen's Comedy Room.
We can laugh anytime we want to.
Or if you didn't have enough comedy, you could get some music.
1, 2, 3, and...
Steve Allen has always been one of television's greatest innovators. And next time in the music room, join Steve when he welcomes his guest, Henry Mancini. And the incomparable Sarah Vaughan. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this musical program, presented to you in stereo. Steve Allen's Music Room, exclusively on the Disney Channel.
That brought back an old-time favorite.
Hey, this is Tony Dow, reminding you that every month you'll be seeing 2 new episodes of Still the Beaver, all summer long, only on the Disney Channel.
Big popular show when it ran. Then they would do all sorts of plugs of the plugging the Disney Channel on the Disney Channel, just like Walt used to plug the Anthology show on the Anthology show. Come on, Mouse, help me here.
We're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Disney Channel. Let the party begin.
Check this out.
all happening on the Disney Channel.
They also did a good number of great shows plugging the theme parks. The Walt Disney World Inside Out went through 2 different incarnations. I'm not going to be able to run all this. It's a very long spot, but this, again, sort of a great way of synergy, how Disney Channel is plugging Walt Disney World.
There's a new show on the Disney Channel called Walt Disney World Inside Out. So let's meet the host of the show, Scott Harriet.
Hi, I'm Scott Harriet, but you can call me Sherbert Boy. It's a behind-the-scenes look at Walt Disney World. We're looking for people to talk to on Main Street to see how they like the show. Hi, I'm Hope Haba. So, hey, have you seen me on my new show, Walt Disney World Inside Out?
Uh-oh.
Hi, I'm... Do you have any idea who I am?
Well, I hate to say no.
There she comes. All right. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hi, I'm Scott Harriet, and I'm not wearing any pants.
Now I'm dressed to kilt.
Here on Main Street, and no one knows who I am.
The poor guy. Now, this is a very, I get a lot of requests from people. Do you have copies of this particular show? Hopefully someday they'll run it on Disney Plus. Oh, it went right past there. That's how popular it was.
I love Pooh Corner because it is my home. It's filled with friendly people. You never feel alone.
I love Pooh Corner. It's the nicest place I know. It's always filled with sunshine. It's great for things that grow. It's just a little corner of the 100-acre wood. Pooh Corner is...
Remember, you're always welcome every day at Pooh Corner.
This is kind of fun because it takes 2 of you. Kids, I think you're going to find this a little easier than the adults.
Every day, there's a show that brings partners big and small together.
And elephants? You and me, kid.
Where else can you have such special times together?
And then, unfortunately, the Disney Channel did go off at night. It's on 24 hours a day now, but back then they didn't think anybody would be staying up at night, so they would say goodnight, and then they would just do a test pattern all night. Oh, and it didn't even play. Let's try that again.
The Disney Channel wishes you a wonderful tomorrow. And remember, you always have a place to turn to. Your family place. The Disney Channel. And now, good night.
And I think at about midnight, that was all you saw. And just one more totally obscure thing I came across when I was looking at videos yesterday.
Who is the one with the sing in his chassis? Not very sleek, but he's bright and he's sassy. When you're with him, you better leave your cares behind. It's Herbie. He makes you feel that there's a rainbow waiting just around the bend. And if the chips are down, I know he'll help you to the end. And Herbie's my best friend. My best friend. My best friend.
Very short-lived Disney sitcom version of Herbie the Love Bug. Again, I'll skip over this. This was a serial they did on the Disney Channel. I'll leave this. I'll skip over this. It's so bad. I'll just get out of it. So we'll just end with this.
This has been an ABC Television Network film presentation.
And again, that'll be the end of it. World'sFavoritePhotos.com is my normal website. All these videos and a zillion others can be found on YouTube under the channel WWOD TV, Wonderful World of Disney TV. So WWOD TV on YouTube. So let me stop sharing. Oh, we still have some folks there. And I will go through the questions here real quick. Hopefully, as always, not a lot of mistakes. Let's see. We talked about the Getty. Okay, the Huntington. Okay. Darren, I'm glad you're enjoying the show. You know, it's interesting. I was saying to Carol yesterday, every day seems like Saturday to me. It's really hard to keep things on a schedule. So I'm glad I have these shows to do too as well, because it does give me something to go ahead Tape prices were higher than that. I guess you're right. They were about $10 when they first came out. I remember buying my first box of 12 tapes, $100-something dollars, and just amazing the price of them. Greg, I might want to make full screen. Yes, I did. Okay, happy Halloween. Yes. Yeah, some of these tapes are really old. Must be an old alignment they were running on. Again, I started taping some of these shows about 1980. So you start thinking they're 40 years old at this point in time. Trying to keep the equipment going, and some of them play. I have some tapes where they were recorded yesterday, and others just the tracking, whatever is happened over time. Yep, Sterling Holloway. Yeah, born in Cedartown, Georgia, not too far off the road. We actually went through there, and they got the plaque in town for memorializing him as the town's most favorite citizen. Yes, the videos are making hungry. When peanut butter, come on, who doesn't want a nice creme sandwich now, right? Some ice cream on the side. I believe they are still making peanut butter. My voice is breaking up. Yeah, evidently there was some internet issues during the thing. I got a message that my internet connection was unstable. Let's see. Cheese, always the answer, of course. Salmon rice loaf. Just read these real quick. Yeah, enriching your dinner table cardiologist for over half a century. Yeah, that's a good one. And Leslie's going to go to downtown Disney today for some ice cream. Bring us back some. They still make Bactine. Okay, good to know. Yes, I was Bud Collier in the commercial for the Instamatic camera. Waffles and ice cream? Yeah, that would work. The Carlos would ask, where's the World's Fair tie-in? Was not that particular commercial didn't mention the World's Fair. I just put it on because a lot of people took so many Instamatic pictures of the World's Fair. The Instamatic was unleashed upon the world at the time of the World's Fair, and it's absolutely totally revolutionized the film photography, the whole home photography market. Yes, Bud Collier, been one of these. I'm just pulling them up here. Yeah, Woody, Disney did not animate the Woody Woodpecker one that was done by Universal, but they had no problem whatsoever in airing it on their show. If Woody Woodpecker wanted to sponsor Disney, they were just as happy with that. Okay, Disney Channel, yeah, it sure has changed. Oh, somebody actually recognized the fellow from Bud's Garage. Okay, I'm just going through these real quick. Yeah, EPCOT Magazine, great show. So EPCOT Magazine, I wish I had more of them. I have a couple, maybe 2, 3 of the full episodes. They tended to get, caught in the beginning and the end of something else I was doing. I wonder why the video is poor. Okay, anybody have any questions or things that we might be able to answer? If you do, just throw up your hand and I will be looking for you to, do we have any hands up or anything? Oh, Carol has her hand up. Okay, I will definitely unmute Carol. So Carol, you need to unmute yourself there. No, you're still muted, Carol. You should be able, oh, there you go.
Okay, all right. The sound was bad today. Your sound and then all of the things you ran were out of sync, but I don't know why. I was going to say, I think most of you know that I worked for the Disney Channel at the beginning. And my boss was Linda Palmer, who was the first person in customer service at the Disney Channel. But then we switched to a name that was generic, like Betty Crocker, which was Ann Alexander, if you remember that.
Yeah, so if you ever send a letter to the Disney Channel asking, how come you're not running my favorite show, or I didn't like this, I didn't like that, you get back a very nice letter from Ann Alexander, who is actually Carol Cotter, telling you, we're very sorry you feel that way, go away. No, she was much nicer.
Not quite.
Yeah. Okay, we got Wayne raising his hand. Let me scroll down here to the unmute Wayne button. Okay, Wayne, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that in past presentations, when the internet connection broke up like it did today, the recording was much better. So maybe people should go and look at the recorded version when it's available.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's recording it at my end before it goes out the door, so to speak. So I will have this online probably tonight. So again, you can see most of these without my silly narration at YouTube at WWOD TV, and I have all sorts of interstitials in the Disney Channel, clips from the Mickey Mouse Club, and all sorts of other odds and ends that I've stuck out there. So you can go down that rat hole for quite a while. Dave English has his hand up. Let me scroll up there. The last we heard from Dave, he was stranded on Route 66. And he had been saying he was really looking forward to part 2 of the talk because he was stranded in a seedy hotel and then he couldn't make it last week. So I'm glad you got home, Dave.
Yeah, and they ran out of chocolate. So I don't know what to say about that place. But in any case, the program today was just spectacular. And what you produced, Bill, is just, it's so amazing. And I would miss your dialogue because you bring us this a special insight that is wonderful. Having missed 2 of these, I just, I think somebody else echoed the fact that you're kind of the bright spot in our week of stay at home. In my case, work on remodeling my house, which is a good thing, but it's nice to be able to have some entertainment, and today's was especially good. Other people may realize it, but a number of years ago, one of my jobs was to look at the impact of technology and how things change. So how long did it take VHS to get adopted? How about the DVD player, the adoption of that? So one of the things we looked at was the adoption of color television. And it turns out that The Wonderful World of Disney, which was in color, was the spike beginning when that show came online. Color television purchases in the US went through the roof. So there's been many things. I mean, as much as you look at the Disney Channel today, and I look at the other old programs, and yet it's kind of the model that Netflix has adopted, to move forward, and technology is a constant impact on us, some of it positive, some of it negative, but nonetheless, programs like what you put together provides this really valuable perspective for me of some of the things that have worked and some of the things that haven't. But a lot of that entertainment, the concepts behind like the Good Morning thing on the Disney Channel is, it's a positive kind of thing. And I especially like the Jimmie Dodd thing that you presented. I think it is important that we vote and value our freedom. And that was touching. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. It's interesting. A lot of times when I give talks, I like to joke at the beginning of the thing. I take out my camera and take a picture of the audience. And I said, I'm going to take this home to prove to my kids there are people that do actually want to listen to me. So, but I'm lucky. I had 2 kids that actually did listen to me, and I'm very, very pleased with both of them. Yeah, the Jimmie Dodd was a very religious individual, and he did those Doddisms. They weren't at the end of every show, but he would come out and talk about different things that were on his mind. And I just happened to, luck of the draw, come up with that one yesterday about anybody can grow up to be president. So yeah, I appreciate the kind words, Dave. I enjoy doing this too. Again, I used to have a very poor Carol is stuck at home, and she used to be very busy. As a matter of fact, we used to have to write on a calendar when we might see each other, because she was at the Getty this day, she was working at the Jewish Home for the Aged that day, back to the Getty. Meanwhile, I'm out with the LAPD, and it's like, well, I'll see you for dinner on Thursday. Now all of a sudden, all the museums are closed, the Jewish home's closed, and everything has died down. For me, the high point of my week has been, I get to go and clean up after people after they roll up their car, crash their car. But even right now, with all the COVID numbers, we're taking a little bit of a back seat in this for the next week or 2 to see how it goes. So I appreciate it. It gives me a chance to occupy my time, and I've got so much of this stuff. I mean, Dennis Barron was mentioning about the price of a Betamax. I think I spent something like $1,400 in the first Betamax. It was $10 a tape. But man, I've accumulated so much stuff over the years, and now I'm trying to get rid of all the beta tapes, which you will not believe how many I still have to get rid of. So I have fun. I digitize them, stick them on DVD, and I don't know how many of them I'll watch a second, third, or fourth time, but some of them are great fun. Leslie, did you have your hand up before? Let me unmute you here. Just 1 second. You should be able to unmute.
Yes. No, I was showing you my ice cream.
Oh!
So yes, I sort of did, but it's all gone now. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we went off and got another box of Mickey bars this week, so I imagine.
It looked like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will have a Mickey bar. I just wish they made Mickey bars in chocolate. I mean, I'm a big chocoholic, so. But yeah, we've got Mickey bars in the refrigerator, and they somehow somebody sneaks in the middle of the night, eats them all, and then I don't know where they all go. But when I saw that commercial for ice cream, I figured it was a natural. So when you weren't on at the beginning of the show, I thought, oh, that's too bad. And then you popped up, so you got to see the ice cream spot.
My computer was still getting going.
Anyway, I feel that way a lot of mornings. Don, you had something?
Yeah, first off, if you have more of these clips, and it sounds like you have a bunch more, this would make a great second presentation. I really enjoyed all of this. I've seen almost none of it. So if you have more on your tapes, please go ahead and put them together. We'd love to see another one here.
No, I can certainly do that.
Yeah. Also, by the way, the alignment comment I made was actually a Route 66 fun when I was going down the highway and bumping up and down.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was a tape alignment.
No, just an old Route 66 fun. So.
I would have liked that car though, with the seats that went all the way back and made a bed.
Yeah.
We don't have that today.
You know what? That's actually interesting though. Looking at the commercial, and they're talking about this welded steel frame. It's built like a tank. Today, cars are totally different. I've gone to so many accidents where I first walk up to the car and think, oh my God, I'm going to be prying dead bodies out of this car. And people get out and go, that was a hell of a ride because of airbags. Back in those days, that steel thing, it took the force. So when it hit the front of the car, it transmitted it right through the steering column, right into your chest. So, they've actually done commercial comparisons. They've taken some of these old Hudsons and ran them into a steel barrier and show what happens to the crash test dummy of those compared to the cheap old Honda or something these days. So it's a real back then everything big, heavy steel, good. Today cars are far safer. Anyone else have a question, comment? Okay, Baron, let me get you here. And I'm sorry that we have to mute people, but as we know, sometimes people do silly things. So you should be all set, Baron.
Well, good. I had held comment until I wanted to see your playlist of videos today, and your second to last one, I think, with the sign-off is what I'm going to comment about. As you know, back in the early days of satellite, most of the satellite companies, HBO, Cinemax, all of them, they would all roughly sign off at midnight. Well, roughly once a week, maybe twice a week, after sign off somewhere during the mid-morning, they would all come back on and feed to the local affiliates, local spots and bumpers and promos for the upcoming shows that they were planning to air for the month or for the week. And I certainly remember that was more exciting to me than watching the programming during the day, only because I spent years in the broadcasting industry. And so being able to have access to behind the scenes that you don't normally see or aren't normally listen to was rather exciting. So I found it more interesting to stay up later after the sign off and wait for the feeds and the bumpers that the networks would feed down to the local affiliates. So that was the comment I was going to make, because you had said roughly after sign off, that was it. There wasn't much more, but I was going to enhance that by saying, well, yes, but once a week or so, they would do the feeds of the local spots and commercials, which I found interesting. The other thing I had commented was I didn't know if you were going to play the Walt Disney intro or not. So maybe with Don's request for a round 2, that maybe you could feed in there the roughly almost 2-minute intro, I think is what it was, to Walt Disney. that I used to watch every night 20 some years ago
Sure.
at midnight. That was a big thrill for me to be able to see all the old stuff again. And I certainly miss Walt Disney.
Well, it's funny, you mentioned, first of all, the stuff that was broadcast in the middle of the night. Disney did the same thing. They would broadcast, stuff to their affiliates. And because Carol worked at the Disney Channel, she would come home with the schedules and it would say, like, Thursday at 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., we're going to broadcast, this stuff. So I would set my VCR at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. I figured it'd be the only VCR taping, because you couldn't just afford the tape. You only had 2 hours at a Betamax tape. I wasn't going to get up every 2 hours every night to see it, but oh wow, Thursday night at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, whatever they're going to do it. So yeah, there were some fun things that would show up, and some of it was just when they were also getting into the issue of they used to broadcast it in the clear on the satellites, and then they went into scrambling. So they would do a lot of scrambling tests at 2 or 3 in the morning, and they would be asking the affiliates to give them feedback, did it come through, did it all work okay. And you mentioned Walt Disney. That was a project I actually worked on. I had left Disney by that point in time, but I had done the book on Disney TV. And Disney came to me and said, hey, we're getting a lot of people that want to see this old stuff. How do we package it? How do we bring it back? So I helped create the Walt Disney piece and segment. And it was one of those things that I would have certain shows I had not had in my own Disney collection. So I said, well, you absolutely have to air so-and-so. Everybody knows that's a great show. No, it was the show Bill wanted. So yeah, well, as a matter of fact, I have a very, very nice picnic basket in the garage in a box that I've never used. But Disney, being very cheap, didn't write you a lot of big checks, but they would give us all sorts of swag. So we have, because Carol worked there and then I worked on stuff at the Disney Channel, we have Disney Channel popcorn tins and picnic baskets and beach towels, and just someday maybe we'll have some giveaway and we'll find some way to get some of that crap out of the garage. But yeah, Walt Disney was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was the garage is the Disney Museum out there of free swag. Anyone else? Again, next week we will have the Disneyland Hotel. Oh, somebody asked, what is the background behind me? Carlos Keeby, he can tell us what that background is, right, Carlos? Let me unmute you here, and you can tell everybody. So.
Yeah, that's the lake at the scout camp where Bill and I used to work a long time ago.
Oh, it wasn't that long. It's just a couple weeks ago. Okay, get you in a second, Rich. Yeah, that's Onteora. That's Orchard Lake in the Catskill Mountains. It's Onteora Scout Reservation. And Carlos and I both worked back there in the 60s, and it was the third largest Boy Scout camp in the United States at the time. And then as scouting imploded, the camp closed and unfortunately sat empty for about 10 years. And then a number of us got together. I went up with my college roommate. We did a survey of the property, convinced the Boy Scouts that it was salvageable. Matter of fact, we also convinced them that the deed did not let them sell it. So we were able to get it open, and very proud of the fact it's the only Boy Scout camp in the country that ever closed and has come back from the dead. And we are now bursting at the seams. We have so many other Boy Scout camps that closed in the country that we marketed. We had people this year, we unfortunately had to do a virtual summer camp, but this year we had troops that were coming from as far away as Las Vegas. We have a huge contingent that comes up from Georgia every year. So if anybody ever gets a chance in the Catskill Mountains and you want to see a beautiful piece of property, let me know and we'll take care of it. So Rich, let me unmute you here. Matter of fact, if you go to my website, billcotter.com, you can take a virtual tour of Onteora and see what it was like, and see pictures of Bill Cotter as a 15-year-old geeky kid running around Boy Scouts. As a matter of fact, I think there's pictures of Carlos there too. So, and Rich, you should be able to unmute.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was wondering.
Whoops.
What was it named after?
I'm sorry. You started. So can you hear me? And then you went silent. Could you what again?
The steam train CK Holiday.
Oh, president of the Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
Yeah, the real railroad. Yeah.
That's what I thought, but I was looking it up under Disney A to Z. It didn't have any information on it. But in 1956, I was watching the Mickey Mouse Club. I was 8 years old, and I had a big crush on Annette, like a bunch of other young boys.
You know, Annette was just a gem. I was on a Disney bowling league, and her brother Mike was on it. And she used to come down to bowling alley to watch, and she was just as lovely in person to talk to and everything as you see on TV. And it was just you know, an absolute thrill for me to meet. I was so lucky when I went to work at Disney in '76. Not besides meeting Annette, I also met Carol. But you know, I get to meet so many of the celebrities and everything that I grew up with that you know, it was just the perfect time. And she was a real doll in so many ways. And back at the time, I think she was doing commercials for Jif peanut butter, Jiffy or Jif or one of those peanut. I don't eat peanut butter, so I don't pay a lot of attention to it. But I did feel bad for her because people would just come up and, you know, she would try to just watch her brother bowling, and everybody wanted to talk about the Mickey Mouse Club or get an autograph or whatever. So she would tend to sneak in, watch 2 or 3 frames, and then you know, have to get up and leave. But yeah, she would come by a number of times. She was an absolutely wonderful person.
Yeah, there was a good program on Disney Channel called the Disney Family Album, which is a great series, narrated by Buddy Epson. Yeah, it's another great one. It's one that, again, has been talked about. Can they get this stuff on Disney Plus? And part of the problem with some of it is that, you know, it's rights issues with some of this stuff. A lot of these things were done, and they never thought that they would have other uses of them. So the contract today, like there's a Disney Plus show. It's supposed to be on this month. I got pushed back maybe the next month that I'm on about the building of Disneyland stuff. And I had to sign away all rights now in any planet that may be discovered in any universe or any parallel dimension. I mean, they cover everything. But back then, you signed a contract for a show to be run on the Disney Channel. Well, Disney Plus is not the Disney Channel, so they're having a lot of issues on getting some of these things to actually be able to run on, you know, Disney Plus because the contracts don't specifically allow for it. Same sort of thing was talk, should they release these things on DVD? Well, back at that particular point in time, you know, they didn't think about it. There's also a lot of people at Disney today, you know, Carol can tell you this is why she got squeezed out of Disney. People come in and they decide anything that was done before the day I arrived is garbage, and it's only the good stuff going forward, and everything else we don't pay any attention to. So if you notice on the Disney Plus, there's still very, very little of the old material as far as the anthology shows or anything. Part of it's the rights issue, and part of it is, oh, nobody cares about that old stuff. And that's what we had with Walt Disney. Nobody cares about this. And we said, well, we got this block of time at night. We might as well fill it with something. And Zorro is really popular. Somebody mentioned that in the chat about getting Zorro in there. You know, I'm a big Zorro fan. Zorro had been on the Disney Channel first started, then was taken off. And then we were able to get it brought back. But trying to get any of this old stuff brought back in the mind of the Disney executives is really tough. So write them letters, you know, tell them you want to get 3 Disney Plus subscriptions, but bring back Walt Disney on Disney, you know, Plus as an option. You know, that sort of thing. There's just very, very little there yet. And when they do air this stuff, I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's great to see it in 1080p or that sort of thing. But they just don't want to spend the money to remaster a lot of the stuff. And, you know, everybody's convinced that everybody wants to see Iron Man and, you know, the latest stuff. I want to see the old stuff. Well, for the last
I do too.
I've been archiving. That's been my part-time job at Imagineering, is going through the old tapes and digitizing them for long term.
Oh, well, you must have some great stuff. Anything you can share with us?
No, you know how that is.
Yeah, I know. I'm being facetious. You know, it's really funny at times. You know, over the years, I've digitized so much stuff, and a lot of these, almost all the footage you saw today was 16mm prints. All those old commercials, things I digitized in my living room, right? And Disney used to constantly be calling up, hey, we want to do something with a show called Call the Wild or something. Do you have a copy of that? And I said, well, you must have a copy of that. Oh, yeah, they need a cost center number, and then they're going to charge us $1,000 to go get it and everything. Could you just loan me a copy? So it was really strange that, you know, here's Disney asking me to bootleg a copy of a Disney show to bring it over to Disney. So, you know, at times their executives could see it because they just didn't want to pay the money to another division to take it out of the vault. So it's I get a kick out of Disney calling me up and asking if I can lend them a Disney show. It happens a couple times a year.
Somebody, we've just mentioned Disney Family Album, by the way, is a lot of it is still available on YouTube. It's one of the few shows that you can still see.
Yeah, I mean, if Disney catches a lot of the stuff, they pull it down. That's why in my channel, I do not have any of the full shows, and Disney's been pretty good as far as letting me leave it there and everything. But a lot of times people bootleg the whole show, therefore, and Disney's rightful mind destroys any future resale value or whatever. So yeah, a lot of this stuff pops up, comes by, goes away. Oh, Glenn's got his hand up. Let's go ahead and see what Glenn would like to say. Okay, you should be able to unmute, Glenn.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. You're talking about your early days with Betamax. And some of us on here, I know Rich and I went back earlier than that and had the old 3/4-inch U-matic tapes.
Yeah.
And they were $50 a roll, and it only worked for an hour. But I thought it was interesting that the fourth act of the Carousel of Progress, they talked about having, can you be quiet for a second? My wife is sewing in here. Anyway, they talked about having the ability to record shows and then play them back later. And that was back in the 60s. And then as soon as Sony came out with that machine, Disney sued them for copyright issues.
Yeah, it was interesting. I actually started back in the days of 2-inch wide videotapes. The big, I didn't have them at home, but that was my job at ABC, was running 2-inch videotapes. And then, wow, we're going modern. Now we have 1-inch videotapes. Oh, wow, now we got 3/4-inch. Oh, 1/2 inch. Everything's changed. So yeah, I never got into U-matic. I know folks like Tony Baxter had a huge U-matic collection. Yeah, you mentioned the Carousel of Progress. That was Selectivision. RCA had come out with their whole thing that they had Laserdisc and you had Selectivision disc, and you could watch a thing on Selectivision, which turned out to be a very bad video format because it actually used a needle and a groove, and the disc wore out just like records would wear out over a period of time. But then, yeah, Disney came up with the the whole Betamax lawsuit about that. And it was interesting because I was trying to convince management, Ron and Tatum and those guys, that, hey, this could be a real big thing. We could really sell these movies. You could make a lot of money. And they came out and sued about it. And then, of course, it became the thing when Eisner came out. He just started releasing everything from the vault. And then Disney started, his stock price soared and went through the roof. So I could not understand. I could not ever get through to Ron or Don Tatum, Card Walker, any of them, that video could be viewed as a friend and not an enemy. And they just, right to the very end, could not absorb that particular fact. So it was, you know, they got a lot of things right, but that on the home video thing, they sure called it wrong in that. So yeah, Disney and Universal, you know, suing Sony, it was to me real bad PR for the company, and they could have made a lot of money. They made it later on, but I mean, who at that point in time wouldn't have wanted to start selling it and make a profit on it then? Well, thank you everybody for joining, and hopefully next week the other Don will be feeling better. I actually had a good talk with him yesterday. He had been not feeling too well, and then he was, you know, oh, I'm trying to get the thing done. And as the thing goes, I had just finished the presentation, and you know, 3 minutes, I had left him a voicemail. Are you going to be able to do this? Didn't hear anything. Put it all together, locked it down, posted everything on the internet that I'm doing, the things from the vault. My phone rings. It's Don. I'm done. I'm ready to go. So I said, oh, great. So we'll be getting it next week. And oh, okay. You as the interpreter for the Betamax lawsuit. That must have been an interesting situation. Goodness gracious. But I thank you all for coming, and next week again, Don Ballard is the fellow going to be giving the talk next week. Don has had exclusive access to the Rather Corporation archives over the years. He's Rather, of course, the company that built the Disneyland Hotel, also behind Rin Tin Tin and Lassie, rather, a number of things. And he's got some incredible footage. He's done several nice books on the Disneyland Hotel, helped him with a couple of them. And he's just got anecdotes and film footage that I think you're really going to get a kick out of. Then I know Beth is working on a presentation. And Beth, do you want to just give us a hint of what you're working on so people can anticipate it?
Sure, if I can get unmuted. So I have a collection of old postcards from the Grove Park Inn in Asheville, North Carolina. So I thought I could put those into a presentation and do a little history of the hotel and a short walking tour. So don't know if you can see me. Let me take my virtual background off. Maybe you'll be able to see this now.
It's still on.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so I've got a book here of just tons of old postcards, some old menus from dinners they had there. So I'll put it all into PowerPoint, so it'll be a little bit easier to see on the screen. But since I had those, I thought it might be interesting to put together into a presentation.
Yeah, it'd be great. Look forward to it. So, and again, if anybody has something that you think doesn't run an hour, would run 10, 15 minutes, but people might get a kick out of, just like we did the World's Fair collecting thing of, tag teaming it, we can put things together and work it out. So, and if anybody wants to visit me and Carlos back at the Boy Scout camp, we can do that too. So, again, appreciate everybody's joining us today. I'm glad Dave is back home and not stuck on the road. And we will, again, go to WWOD TV and you can watch the more and more of this stuff. But I can put together another presentation. Like I said, I didn't have time to time this out yesterday. So I'm looking at the clock going, oh goodness, getting long, gotta go. But there is just so much neat stuff that just accumulated over the years. And one of the things I had done was I would tape, an hour-long segment of something on my Betamax to get it on tape. But then Disney Channel would run a little clip of something at the beginning, a little clip of something at the end. And I didn't have all those little clips cataloged. So now as I'm transferring everything over to DVD or digitizing it, I'm just going, oh, I never knew I had that. Oh, this is fun. And that's how things like the Wonders of Life, the little 2-minute segment about the pavilion. And if you look at how many of the guys from Imagineering remember one computer runs the whole thing, the whole show? It was a great little thing they put together. Yeah, Rich, you remember that? I mean, again, just in that one, I think it runs 2 minutes. How many vanished shows and attractions were in there? I'm just looking at, oh, there's Kitchen Cabaret and there's Transportation Pavilion, and I mean, one after another. It just makes you show how much the whole theme park experience has changed over the years. So thanks much, Leslie. Enjoy your ice cream. And we will see you next week. And again, Disneyland Hotel, unless Don's not feeling well. I'm starting to feel people like Don are cursed. Hopefully that won't be the case, and we'll be at the Disneyland Hotel next week. So thank you all, and we'll talk to you then.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, take care. Bye.